Hello everyone, this is Rafael Lopez, product developer for ProBoat. Today we're going to go over servicing the drive shafts for the 21-inch PT Alpha Patrol boat. Tools required are a 2mm hex driver, a number 1 Phillips tipped screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, and of course our Dynamite Marine grease gun. So for time-saving purposes, I've gone ahead and removed the 6 screws that hold the rear access hatch, which allows us access to the motor couplers. And I'm also going to remove the middle hatch because I need access to the servo. So also for time-saving purposes, I've gone ahead and already removed the remaining of the screws that hold the jet drive, the jet nozzle into place, which I'm using a number 1 tipped screwdriver, Phillips tipped screwdriver, to remove the single screw left holding the jet nozzles in place. So once I've got my jet nozzles removed, what I want to do is I want to push my servo horn towards the transom, allowing that right hand side jet nozzle to have a little bit more space or room. Go ahead and take my 2mm hex driver and unscrew my grub screw from my motor couplers. Then I will take my needle nose pliers, and what I want to do at this point is I don't want to grab the shaft because that rides into bushing within the jet nozzle. What I want to do is grab around the impeller and very lightly just pull them out. As you can see, you don't need a lot of force to get these out. It's very minimal force is required. There is a tight tolerance in there to keep water from flushing back into the boat, but it doesn't require brute force. So at this point, now these have been greased by me in the past, so I'd go ahead and grease the impeller shaft there, and I'd also want to grease the end of the shaft here. As I mentioned earlier, it rides into bushing within the jet pump nozzle. There is a bushing in there. So I go ahead and grease, again, these two here. Most important thing when putting these back together is that my screws, my grub screws and my couplers are facing up, so obviously my flat spot on my shaft has to also face up. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it will rotate once it starts to grab and you start to tighten up the grub screw there. So I've got ahead and installed that one, and if I keep my thumb on it, I can feel that it's spinning as it's mating with that grub screw onto the flat spot. So go ahead and install my second one into place, which has already been greased. Again, flat spot up, so it grabs on that grub screw, and I'm going to go ahead and keep my thumb on it as well while I tighten, and that one did not go in all the way. So I need to push some more on the back side here. A little wiggle, there we go. Now it's seated all the way. So again, I keep my thumb on it and I can feel it rotate as it seats on the flat spot. Now, my nozzle fell off. You want to go ahead and use the T-shape. Use a T-shape on the arm there to put it back. And then we want to go ahead and pull our servo back forward again. If you'd like at this point, because we put our thumbs on the end, you could add a dab of grease into each one of these bushings to prevent any wear or any premature wear or excessive wear. And I like putting the right hand side nozzle on first. Again, for time-saving purposes, I'm just going to put one screw in each one. Watching someone drive screws into the back of a boat isn't that exciting. So then I go ahead and again put it on. And drive one screw in. apologize if I'm bumping the camera. So anyways, we can pretend that I put in all 4 screws. At this point, you want to go ahead and rotate by hand and make sure that you don't feel any resistance there, other than the motors, obviously. But it should be very free. And when you move your servo, you should see both of the nozzles move together. So pretend we're finished. Go ahead and install these, install your 6 screws, and go and enjoy your boat. Thanks for watching.